What is up, Evo crew? We have a surprise for you today because we reached 100,000 likes on our video covering the Storm Area 51 event. We went there to document the raid as we promised. We didn't want to tell you till now, guys, so we have bamboozled you.
Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Now that the Storm Area 51 fiasco is finally over, we're going to be going back to our normal content. We also have to give a huge thanks to our patrons who made this trip possible. Now let's go see what the turnout was for the Storm Area 51 event.
Let's go.
We are right over the hill from Rachel. We're gonna go over this hill right now and we will be in Rachel. It's gonna be interesting to see if there's any more people. It's the day of the event. We are heading right over this hill. As soon as we hit over this hill, we will see if there's more people. And there's a cop behind us, and we were over there, we had a little meal over there, and we've seen about 10 cops go by. Highway patrols, Nye County Sheriff. We've seen them all. So let's go see. All right, we're coming around the bend. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Highway patrol's heading back. He must have nothing to do. It looks like there's some police in the road up here.
As we got closer to the event, we started to realize that the turnout was not what was expected. A lot of news outlets were expecting like 10,000 plus people to be there. There were talk of traffic jams, and as you can see right now, the road was really clear.
Even the BLM officer was saying that he thought this was a quiet before the storm when I told him it didn't look like many people were going to arrive in our first video.
We then noticed a huge sign warning about cows on the road and what seemed to be a police checkpoint ahead, so we weren't really sure what to expect. It turned out not to be a checkpoint. It just seemed to be a lot of officers standing around, probably trying to slow down the cars so they didn't hit anybody crossing the road into the event.
All right, so we have just went through, I guess it wasn't really a checkpoint, it was just them slowing everybody down for the event, but I've never seen that many highway patrols. What a waste. I feel like this government has been totally trolled at this point because the turnout is meager at best. I mean, I would say maybe 1,000 people here at most.
Yeah, the guy with the full Naruto gear, though, he gets a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, he definitely gets a 10 out of 10.
Thumbs up for Naruto guy.
Naruto man.
So our first thought as we were driving through is like everybody looked really bored. It didn't look like they had much going on. They were just pretty much standing around and staring at each other. It looked extremely boring out there.
Yeah, people seemed to be just like wandering around, hanging out at their campsites, and they all looked kind of disappointed. I mean, I think some people looked like they were having an all right time, but most people looked kind of bored, and it felt like there were as many police as people that were actually attending.
Exactly. There were like police everywhere. We thought we were going to be searched driving through the town. That's how many police were there on the sides of the road.
We are heading to the back gate right now to check out things. Then we'll probably go into the town of Rachel and check some things out. So that's what we're doing now, guys. Let's go.
Looks like there's a decent amount of people ahead of us right now.
There were definitely more people than usual heading up the back gate road. There's usually nobody really on this road, but only like 50 people were actually at the gate when we arrived, and a road close sign prevented any vehicles from getting too close. From what we saw, it looked like a bunch of people kind of just dressed up at the gate, and everyone had a camera, and everyone was kind of just looking at each other, and it looked really awkward.
It was kind of weird, guys. It was more like a convention. Think anime convention. That's what I would say. It was more like a convention, like an anime convention. Even though, you know, that's not our thing. Going to anime conventions is definitely not something that you would ever catch me doing. But hey, if you like to do that, more power to you guys. Just not something that we are into. That's why we basically just stayed in the car. We didn't want to go up there. It looked like everyone there was just kind of like looking for attention. If you've been following us for a while, you know the last thing we want is attention. We actually try to shy away from attention. We just like to get out in the middle of nowhere. We just like to have fun. Basically, that's why you see most of our footage is from the car.
It seemed like everyone was bored though, because they were all leaving the gate really quickly after they were realizing nothing was going on. Kind of felt like everyone had a camera waiting for someone to cross the line, but nobody was crossing the line.
One thing I want to mention that was kind of interesting, not interesting, it's kind of funny, is some people thought that the cops, the sheriffs, the deputies that were blocking the gate, they thought that they were camo dudes.
Oh yeah, they thought they were Area 51 security. There's a lot of memes popping up talking about how they're Area 51 security, but they were literally just sheriffs.
Yes, they were sheriffs. And there is one video out there I want to mention of a lady who actually did, one woman stormed the base by herself, and I thought it was really interesting because the cops didn't even go in after her. They literally just sat there and watched her. We don't get to know what happened to her, guys, unfortunately, because the video cut. I don't know why you would cut a video. That's like the best footage of the entire event. Only one woman had the courage, and she doesn't even get to have it documented because they cut it halfway through the dang video.
All right, guys, we're gonna go check the secret back gate real quick to see if they've done anything with the dump truck or if there are any cops or police presence.
Or people trying to trespass?
Or people trying to trespass. I doubt that.
So far, we've only seen one car on this road, so I'm not sure if there's gonna be anybody at the secret back gate, but the turnout so far is pretty bad from what I think people were expecting. But let's go see. Let's go. We are here at the secret back gate, and look at nobody is here, guys. This is how bad the turnout is. No one's even here. No, we'll zoom in right now, guys. We'll show you the B-roll on screen right now. The back gate where you're entering in Area 51. Dump truck's there. Nobody's there. Seems like everyone's at the gate over there, and they're not even like really doing anything. It's kind of like we predicted. It's like people standing
Yeah.
around staring at each other awkwardly. People are looking disappointed. It's basically what everyone predicted.
Exactly. So basically, it's just freaking really boring, guys. I don't really see what, it didn't turn out what anyone thought it was gonna be, which is probably for the best because we were hoping no one would actually get hurt trying to storm the base. We didn't think anyone actually would. I mean, if some people did, it isn't like we're gonna hate them for it because they want full disclosure of what's going on there. Whatever, guys. We're gonna continue to just cruise around and check things out and see how things are going here, but I'm to tell you, it's a pretty, how would you say this nicely? There's a shadow moving inside the dump truck. Oh, that's creepy.
There's a person right there. He's looking at us with binoculars.
He's in the dump truck?
Yep, it's a camo dude. Camo dude staring at us right now with binoculars on a dump truck. Ew! Do you see him?
Yeah.
We can see you, camo dude. We see you in there. We can see you in the truck. We can see you in there. You're not sneaky. Come on, we need some better camo.
Maybe he's calling back up.
We seen you hiding. Now you're hiding behind the truck. We need you down there. Come on, man. Give us some content. Get the message into the water. Make it a problem. All right, guys. It was just an internet meme. You guys are taking this way too seriously.
Dad, what if it wasn't a camo dude? What if that was somebody trespassing?
Maybe. Someone trespassing. Is that a person though? Regular civilian?
It's a guy in camo. He's going through the trees right now.
That's pretty sneaky techniques you got there. You got a Naruto run. You got a Naruto run. You want to hide in those trees like that?
We're gonna go over here and see if he's still out in the open, the little camo guy. So let's go. Let's go see him. Let's see if he Naruto runs. Come on, little buddy.
We got to the back gate. We sat there. We waited for a little while to see if we could spot the camo dude again, but he disappeared in the bushes and the trees. He was like hiding in there. His stealth mode definitely was not activated though. Before that, as we seen him, he should have aborted the mission immediately.
So as we are leaving, we noticed one person. We kind of just rushed out of there.
Nothing to see here.
Then we decided to go check out the back gate just one last time to see if anything could be happening because we were getting pretty bored at this point.
You see furries? Please don't tell me there's actually furries. They're filming.
So we are heading out of here, guys. It's a pretty meager and disappointing turnout, I would say. I am happy to see that a lot of people took our advice. They camped on the right side of this area over here. So I think that's kind of good. There's more cops than people, it seems, honestly. That's kind of what we expected. It was an internet meme, you know what I mean? I didn't think there'd be many people showing up.
So a lot of people say this is the biggest disappointment of 2019, while others are relieved that no one got hurt. But we can't say for sure because we don't know what happened to the lady who actually stormed.
To me, that's the most interesting of this whole entire event, is a woman who actually, she just was strolling right past the gates. She just kept going, guys. I'm not even sure how far she got, and it was really weird because the police officers didn't even go after her. I see no camera dudes. They didn't come out of the building by the time he cut the video, and she was already to the second gate by the time that video had stopped. It will be interesting to figure out what happened to her and who she was.
And if you want to see this video, just look it up and you'll probably find it because it's circulating around a lot right now. We'll pop it up so you could see the tweet and you can see the username, and you could just go to their Twitter and you could go and watch it yourself.
Definitely worth watching, guys, but I wish they would have filmed it. So many people with cameras, and that's the only video of it? I can't believe that.
If you find another person who caught this footage and they got what happened after, post it in the comments below and we would love to see it because we want to know what the heck happened to her.
So overall, from standing on the outside, guys, we didn't make our way into the event because personally, like I've said, we're not really big fans of going into like events with a lot of people. We usually go to middle of nowhere and explore because we like to be away from people. If you were there and you had a good time, or if you were there and you were bored, make sure you post in the comments below because we'd love to hear you guys' experience for being in the actual event.
So after all of this hype, Storm Area 51 only led to a handful of arrests, and only a couple of those arrests were for actually entering the base. They actually found 2 guys in the mountains inside Area 51. There are also 3 people who got into accidents with cattle, and as for the other non-trespassing arrests, one was a guy who was arrested for peeing on the gate, while another was a woman who was detained after threatening to storm Area 51. She was detained and she was questioned, but as of right now, she's been released.
What does it mean to threaten? She just said, I'm gonna storm the base, and that was all it took for them to arrest her? It is weird as hell, because why would you arrest somebody who's at a Storm Area 51 event for just pretending, probably acting like she was gonna storm? And then where were these same cops when the other lady actually did storm the base?
Yeah, were they not allowed to go onto the base? Maybe.
Hold on, is that the same woman maybe?
Maybe it was the same woman.
I wish we could have gotten closer in our vehicle to watch, but there were so many people there doing their cosplay and stuff. It just wasn't our cup of tea.
No, and the one more update to end this whole thing thing is there is another event called Area 51 Base Camp. As of this morning, it's been totally canceled because so few people actually showed up. So this whole thing seems to have been a complete bust.
Yes, maybe it's a total troll by the internet on the government, and if it was, they literally succeeded at trolling the government, state, local. They trolled them so hard. Military, everybody got trolled, it seems like.
And can you imagine how much they spent on this entire thing for all those police out there, all those preparations they made, all those fresh signs they put? It'll be interesting to see if those fresh signs are still there.
Exactly.
And that's about it for the video,
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.